5 minutes real quick. On today's episode of the Freemason, we're talking about Muhammad. That is Duewright Muhammad. It is Duwright Muhammad. Brother Duewright Muhammad is a former member of the UGLE, where he was initiated, passed, and raised. This brother I would say, is a very unique brother. Uh, he's very supportive. He has definitely been a good friend of mine. He reached out to me some years ago regarding Freemasonry, and he and I have been friends ever since. And from there, Brother Duewright Muhammad, uh, we have had great fellowship together. Great fellowship. He's from the UK. That's where he lives and resides. And that brother has really inspired me to be the best Mason I can be. And when you have someone like that on your team, it is totally awesome. I've learned so much from this brother. The library that he has one of the most extensive libraries I have been around. I have been in the library of the Scottish Rite Temple here in San Diego. He has just as many books as that library has. From what I gather, Brother Duewright Muhammad has over 3,000 books. This is what he has on all types of information. And I asked him one day, I said, Brother Duewright, have you read these books? He said, Brother, I've read most of these books. And I'm like, most of these books? He said, when I buy the book, I read the book. I'm like, Jesus. And he shared his library with me one day, and I was amazed. I have a decent library, but this brother right here, when I seen his library, I was like, God, I mean, the books that he has, and I'm quite sure quite a few of those books cost him quite a bit of money based on the title. That's just from what I've seen personally myself and what he shared with me. But when you come across individuals who know the craft from a different perspective than you do, sometimes it's best for you to sit back and listen. And this brother has a wealth of knowledge regarding Freemasonry and in the vitality of books that he has. And I would say this, he shared a book with me recently dealing with the majestic Jesus. It was something like that. And if you follow him, he has a YouTube channel where he does book reviews. And he will share with you the books that he has on his channel. And I would say, if you ever thought of someone who's so dialed in into Freemasonry, he is that guy. He's really that guy. And what I'm trying to do here is to share with brothers of the craft and sisters of the order how brothers are really dialed in and how sisters are really dialed in to the organization itself and what it should mean and how it should uplift and move people. And coming across these particular individuals, these brothers of the craft, these sisters of the Order of the Eastern Star, they are dialed in. And Brother Duewright Muhammad is one that is dialed in, and I have the pleasure of visiting his lodge there. You know, I would tell you this: the way Freemasonry, the lodge is set up here in the United States, is not the same way that it is set up in the UK. It is set up totally different. Okay, I'm gonna say that again. The way the lodge is set up here in the States is not the same as it is set up in the UK. It's totally different. And the ritualistic work is somewhat different. And just to be able to see that is totally awesome. It's totally awesome. If anybody has had the opportunity to visit a foreign lodge, you will know for yourself that the atmosphere is different. The setup is a little different. There's some gestures that are done that are different than they are here in the States. And to be able to see that is a blessing. And just as it is, I'm quite sure for him to be able to see how we do work is definitely different. So Brother Duewright Muhammad, the Freemason, has, as I said, inspired me, uplifted me, gave me something to really want to do. When I say gave me something, I'm clearly saying that when you are able to build those bridges across the pond in the influence of Freemasonry around the world, it gives you another perspective than that which you may get in the place for which you reside. And now seeing this and watching how they open and being able to speak to the brothers in the lodge gives me that. It gives me that challenge to thrive and to be better than I am now. So, and it keeps me on my P's and Q's too. It does, because the expectation is there. So this Brother Duewright Muhammad, in his lodge, Brother Glenn, Brother Wesley, those they keep you on your toes, because if I'm going to follow or be a part of anything and you're setting the example, I'm going to set the example. So both of us are going to be able to help each other to rise, to be better than we are because of the standards. When you have no standards on a brother, they basically going to go buck wild because there's no standards. So you have to have those standards. And I thank Mystic Lodge 619 out of the UK for exclaiming those standards, for setting those standards, for allowing me in to be able to have a conversation with the brother and to see how their lodge is set up. Because although being here in the States, we have a certain formality of the lodge being set up, theirs is different. And although they are chartered under the John G. Jones Grand Lodge of California, we allow them to be free in how they do their Masonic work. We don't have particular stipulations, although we may say this is our criteria and this is what we expect. But when they are able to bring that in and it meets with harmony and peace with what we got going on, it's beautiful, man. It's beautiful to allow brothers from other parts of the world to show you how it's done from their perspective and not your own narrative. And when you're able to see that, you can no longer say, when this is how we do it, this is right. No, just because you exclaim something to be right doesn't mean it's necessarily right over in someplace else. Trust me, I've been to a lodge and the brother asked me to see if the lodge was done, and I told him it was cloudy. The senior deacon came back and said, no. What's up, Brother Maddox? How you doing there in Atlanta? Came back and said, no, it's not cloudy. And the lesson I learned is that no matter where you go, Masonically speaking, there's going to be some differences in lodge. There's going to be some differences. You might as well accept that and understand that Masonry is broad, it's bigger than where you're at. And whenever you have the opportunity to go into fellowship, go in fellowship. You've heard me say that on many a times and many of occasions. Go in fellowship. Enjoy the craft. Don't allow anybody to put your light out. Don't allow anyone to say, well, no, man, I wouldn't. No. Go and experience all that Freemasonry has to offer. Go do it. Now, your Grand Lodge may have certain bylaws in place, certain things in place to where you're not able freely to go. And I get it. But I often tell my members here, or the members in the jurisdiction, according to our Constitution and bylaws, you're free to go and visit whenever you're invited to go. You're a Mason. You're free. Ain't nobody have no ball and change on your leg telling you this and that. No, if you're going to practice it and be that, you are free. Go, accordingly. Now, if somebody invites you somewhere, go. bring back the information. You know, it may be some things that you want to add into the way you do things. You know, too long masonry has stayed in this box, and now that you have this media means of communication, it's time for it to progress to a higher plane. It's definitely time for it to do that. But that's going to be something that you're going to have to really take a look at, because as long as you think that you're right and you're the only somebody that's right, and when you leave and you find something a little bit differently, you're going to be, oh, you're going to have one of them ooh-hoo moments. Yeah, I said one of them ooh-hoo moments. That's what you're going to have, because it's going to be different than things that you are used to. Greetings, everybody who's coming in. Want to send a big shout out to you and yours, and I pray that all is well with you. I want to send a big shout out to my Grandmaster State, Calvin Sanders, as he recovery from surgery. Brother Byers out of Arizona, as you continue to get well, and to all the brothers of the craft, and to all the sisters of the Order of the Eastern Star. I bid you greetings, and I hope that your day is going well. Regardless of your Grand Lodge, your jurisdiction, greetings to each of you as you journey through the labyrinth of life as an Eastern Star, and as you journey unto that unknown country to which no Mason has returned as a member of the craft. You'll catch that on the way home. So with that being said, Brother Duewright Muhammad is a Freemason who was initiated and passed under the banner of the Grand Lodge of England some years ago, and now he's the Wishful Master of Mystic Lodge 619 under the banner of the Most Wishful John G. Jones Grand Lodge of California. And with that being said, I have seen this brother mature. We have had great conversation regarding Freemasonry. I've seen him in how they go about their business, and he told me, Brother Hawkins, this is how we do it here. This is how we do it. This is how we build here. And I'm like, wow, because there was an incident I wanted to like blast somebody. He was like, don't do it. Great words. I mean, he told me, he said, look, I know you want to say these things. I know you do, but don't do it. That's not how it's handled. And because I respect him, I said, okay, bro. He's like, no, we got it. We got it. You know, it was, when the way I'm used to doing things may not be necessarily right all the time. So it's good to have a brother that you respect, to whisper good counsel in your ear, and say to you, no, this is not a good time to handle that situation this way. Greetings, how you doing, Phillips? And I was like, okay, I won't go down that road, and it definitely has made a difference in how I have dealt with and deal with the brothers of the craft. I've learned by watching others in various situations what to do, what not to do. If you can't continue to learn and add to your life, then what need is it? That is the honest truth. What need is it? So as you continue to move forward, as you continue to grow as a Mason, as an Eastern Star, you're going to meet with those challenges. The ideal is you want to be surrounded with people who are going to assist and aid you to get through those challenges. And I believe, and from what I know, I'm going to take that back. From what I know, Brother Muhammad is one of those that I can trust to whisper good counsel in my ear as a Freemason. I can trust that he may see some things that I don't see from a different vantage point. I can trust that if I call him, he's going to answer the phone. I can trust that if I need him, he's going to be there for me. I can trust that in my travels that he would be there and be able to aid and assist. I can believe that. I believe that based on my dealings with him. Okay? Until something comes up and says it's not true, then I'm going to work with what's before me and what I actually see. So I commend Brother to expand Freemasonry beyond where he was at to where he's at now. And he's going to be that guy. He's going to continue to want to expand. He's going to be that guy that wants to continue to grow Freemasonry and see it flourish from where he's at. And as Freemasonry has been introduced from a different point of view there over in the UK, that's what he's working with. That's what he's working with. So it is my objective to show and to shed a different light on Freemasonry from different perspectives. We can't always hold that same narrative as some do. It's my Freemasonry. What are you doing practicing my Freemasonry? Who gave you the right to do this and do that? Well, I'm sorry for you. I'm sorry for you. And that's the thing. I think that a lot of people believe that you owe them an explanation. And what I've learned from Brother Duewright is that you owe no one anything but yourself. You owe no one anything but you. And for those who respect you and for those who claim that they love you, you would lend a listening ear when they're giving good counsel. And most of us don't want to take good counsel from those who truly want, for those who invest in your best interest. There are people who will whisper good counsel, but they ain't invested in your best interest. Some people are still slave entrapped. Yeah, for real though. You know, but we have to be able to take that and move forward from that. And if you can't take it and move forward from it, then what? You have to be able to do that. And some of us aren't there yet. And this is why we remain in such a dire condition than where we're at. No, you have to be able to do that. I will tell you this. People will send people to your lodge. Trust me. Just to see what you're doing. And I learned that from Brother Duewright. Oh my God. And I wanted to blast the person for doing it. And he told me, no, don't do it. We got it. That's what he said, we got it, Brother Tony. No need for you to do that. I said, man, but no, don't do that. And I was like, okay, cool. So people said, well, you have no respect for nobody. Yes, I do. I have respect for those who respect me. I have respect for those who want to see me be successful. I have respect for those who have come through the doors of Freemasonry, regardless of their Grand Lodge, who believe in Masonry in such a way that they can help you to progress and be better. Those are the ones I have respect to. And you know what? The funny thing is, all of them don't have to get along. And I could be friends with them all. I don't choose my friends based on who they like and who they don't like. You could be friends with me and mad at John. I don't care. And I've learned that along the way as I've been in communications with Brother Duewright. You can have that relationship. There's nothing saying you can't have that type of relationship. You know, some people may not want you to because they say, well, if you're my friend, how can you be his friend? Easy. This ain't personal. You're not friends with him. Period. You know? And so this is how we grow as individuals. You know? This is how we do it. What's going on, George? How you doing, brother? Peace to you. Peace to you. You know? And you have to be able to break that slave mentality. And I get that from Brother Duewright. I get it. I see it because of his joy of Freemasonry. I see it when we talk on the phone. I see it how he's sharing his information. I see it how he gives me a call. It can be, there's an 8 hours difference between the States, maybe 9 now, between the States and the UK. And this brother reaches out to me. When he's going to his lodge meeting, he'll give me a call. Hey, Brother Tony, I'm on the way to the lodge meeting. Oh, man, are you? Yeah. You know, Brother Tony, this is what we're doing. You know, this is what we're trying to do and how we're building. I'm like, dude, do your thing. Do your thing. Don't stop. Don't stop. People are not going to like what you're doing, but don't stop. You're going to find some opposition, but don't stop. You're going to find people that's going to try to sabotage your work. Don't stop. You're going to find people who try to become members of your lodge just to cause disharmony. Don't stop. Build with like-minded people. Build with those who want to see you be successful. Climb above the fray. If nobody's in your circle that's willing to lift you up or see you above the fray, then why are you even there? Why are you even part of a lodge that doesn't want to see you be successful? You know, who won't come to your rescue when you are in trouble? Why? Why do that? You know? And everybody doesn't deserve your assistance. I don't care what you say. I've learned those lessons. Everybody doesn't deserve your assistance when they're calling out for it. And I can say, in listening to Brother Duewright as he have lectured and said some things, this is what I've gotten from him. This is what I take and I import it and I add to me becoming the better man, me becoming the better Mason. I add that to that, you know. Absolutely. I added to it, you know. No, well, I wouldn't. No, you wouldn't. You're right. You wouldn't, but I did. And I do, you know. So when I build these relationships with brothers from all over the place, it's a beautiful thing. They are the example of Freemasonry. Trust me, they are the example. There are some other brothers in various grand lodges and jurisdictions, and we have talked on the phone and did these things and had great conversations. And in this series of the Freemason, this is what I want to do. I want to share this with everyone to let them know that there are some brothers of the craft out there. There are some sisters of the order out there who really exemplifies what it is in regards to being. Somebody asked me the other day, what's up? What's up, Brother Duewright Muhammad is highly respected here in Kemet for his body of knowledge. His books collection is second to none among Freemasons. Absolutely. Rosicrucian, the Mystery Schools member, I know. Oh, for real. And let me tell you something else. Not only is he a Freemason, and as the brother just said so wisely, he is a member of the mechanics. Now, I don't know how many of you know about the mechanics or mechanicism of, it is a Masonic group or organization out of the early or mid 1700s. It derived out of Freemasonry. For those who are on the coast, when I say the coast, for those who are on the Virgin Islands, the Bahamas, DR, for those who are on those Haiti, they have a form of Freemasonry that is different. They have a form of Freemasonry that is practiced that is beautiful. They really, really do. And you know, the ideal is to be able to capture that and to share that. And because of him, I've had the privilege of communicating with their, I don't know if they call him a Grand Master of Mechanics, that is located in New York. I've had the privilege of speaking with them there and finding out how can we build relationships. So I've had that opportunity, you know. And this is where we're at. This is how we do it here. I can't talk about nobody else. I can say this is how we do it here. Brother Duewright Muhammad is a member of the mechanics or mechanicism, and I've learned some things from here as far as how their initiation, how their degree work is done as far as inner apprentice, fellow craft, master mason. There's other degree work which is in between there, and they are esoterically teaching, and they are more involved with that type of side of Freemasonry, more so than anything else. And he told me that that's how the mechanics derived, because they wasn't getting the essence of Freemasonry. So those brothers, African brothers, or those black brothers who was part of the UGLE, as we know it, derived out of that and came up with the mechanics. Some may consider, oh, the mechanics are clandestine. Well, you know what? If you don't recognize it, then you don't recognize it. But for those who know, and for those who have been shared the information regarding the mechanics, they are totally a beautiful organization. Absolutely. Absolutely gorgeous. Absolutely, and how they do their works. I've had the opportunity to actually have visitation with the mechanics in Los Angeles. It was beautiful, you know. I have a dear friend of mine. Her brother is a mechanic, and in that organization, they have their grips, their signs too. Very, very similar to Freemasonry. Very, very similar to Freemasonry, if directly akin to. So we get these things. We get them things. So today, as I depart from you, I want to say I thank you. I knew you was a good brother when I first met you. Thank you. I appreciate that. You know. So as I depart today, I just want to send that big shout out to Brother Duewright Muhammad uh, out of Mystic Lodge 619 out of the UK, and let him know and let the brothers know in the UK how much we appreciate them and the work that they're doing in the UK as they spread the cement of brotherly love amongst Masons. So until next time, I appreciate each of you for coming on. Please leave your comments, send your lodge a shout out, however you want to do that. And who knows, you might be next in my episode of The Freemason. Until then, peace and be well. Remember, I'm not your study guy, but I'm here to help you study. Keep your light on, stay out the bushes. Peace.